All right, guys, welcome back to DangIT Prodcast, the show where we talk about video games, anime, actually manga this time. My name is Justin,
Uh,
and welcome back, everybody. I did slur up on the video games aspect of that intro, but we are back. We're back. I've returned from like the solo pod adventure, and now I've brought Mark with me, and everyone else.
what a plank.
We'll figure it out. But Mark, how have you been?
Been doing good, my clanker. How you been?
Okay, so I want to say no. I also know that's not legally like or even established as as a bad thing to say.
It's not against the rules.
He's wrong for that,
I
but he's
found a
also right.
We found a loophole,
He's out of line, but he's got a point.
but he's right.
But he's right. I don't know. That whole session of like people like discovering it and then like essentially coming up with like new ways to cause like trouble for what is essentially
Pre-ordering them ahead of time.
pre-order. The crazy thing, this is not quite the transition I'm looking for. The Silksong didn't actually have a pre-order thing going on. They actually just like they dropped it, just have at it, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But as just kind of like a general like thing for the podcast, folks, the listeners, we are talking about a little bit of a segment for pickups. The majority of the chats, I would like to say, is just going to be highlighting a lot of the games that released this past week. Checking with people, what games are you playing this week? If it isn't Silksong, and why am I lying? And why is it Silksong?
Know?
And then, honestly, there is a little bit of release on the NSO as well, but I think we'll also bring up like some manga stuff. Mark, you were giving me kind of like a quick like run up on stuff prior to the actual start of the pod, so I'm actually looking forward to that conversation. I can really quickly go about talking about some pickups here and there. I have nothing on hand actually for this one. This is one of those things. It's one of those things where it's like it was actually like a purchase through GOG, like it's a digital distributor, similar to
He's gonna
Steam.
show you what's in his cart.
Show you what's in my cart. Not that crazy. It was like I think it was Sunday or Monday where I just decided to get like some digital copies of games here and there to see if I can like build up a library for that I can keep with me. And it's Berserk Boy and Hollow Knight. Just Hollow Knight. I have Silksong wishlisted, and honestly I can just buy that at any given point. I'm just staring at it on their website. I don't know if I want to pull the trigger just yet.
It's also on Game Pass, so.
It's also on Game Pass, but I don't have Game Pass anymore. So
Ow.
I mean, I was thinking about entertaining that for the upcoming Tanuki video that I've been trying to work on, but yeah, no, I don't know if I really want to do it just for that. So I'm just kind of like up in the air with that. But that's kind of it. Like honestly, I know that Phil's got some stuff, but he'll have to let everybody know next time he shows up. So
I have 2 weeks of pickups from Phil. Good God.
Good God, he's got like 30 games. No, he doesn't.
Jesus Christ.
No, he does not. He does not. At least that I know of.
Right, but it might not be far from it.
I mean, he's been doing a lot of limited run orders, but he's already kind of like gotten a decent batch already. No, we good. We good. I also wanted to. It's funny how I made this like other segment here. So I guess like pivoting off from like the pickups, I think it's time for us to talk about like the elephant in the room as far as games like this past week. Yeah, we're talking about Silksong. Silksong finally came out. Shaw! Adiva!
Adiva! Shut!
And whatever else she says. Yeah. It's insane because yeah, it's like obviously it's been memed like to and from like over the hill. It's it's something that people have like speculated, have talked about, but Team Cherry's like kept a really tight lid on it as far as like development, progress.
Until August. Until August.
Yeah, until August where they said like, oh, this game's coming out in like 2 weeks, like maybe a week, and everyone's like, oh. And then later on we find out that there was no pre-orders like slated for that one. So essentially the day of its release, everything just crashed. Almost
Flooded.
almost every storefront. Obviously this game's like releasing digitally, physical later, but like digitally for now. All these storefronts just crash.
Too many people.
Too many people trying to make those orders. I mean, I don't blame them. But man, dude.
You think they would have planned ahead? You think the storefronts would have planned ahead of time?
I don't think they even. Well, I mean, like, how else did they get away with this? How else did we not know about a release date?
Because you'd think, oh, this game has been so anticipated for so long, we should probably up the server capacity.
I think for most cases, like promoting your games, especially if you gave it to review copies to other people, this is actually something that was like kind of talked about on the internet. But how like indie games like will live and die by like reviews like ahead of time, and like the right amount of promotion, and that promotion can also like span to other like third parties and just like first parties as well.
Unless it's a sequel.
Unless it's already like established and they already have the hype behind it. So in this case, they could totally get away with it. I don't know.
With Hades too.
Yeah, that and Hades, but Hades is also one of those weird cases where like it's a what do they call it? It's just a beta.
Early access, yeah.
Early access. There we go. So they have like a big like celebratory thing for, you know, just early access for everybody. But then they also have like a different way to promote that game as well. So they'll probably still do the same type of stuff, but it's just interesting with Team Cherry because they just do not talk a lot about it. They just don't. Which is actually done. It's done good for them because people won't otherwise know. There's no leaks about it. And whatever like coverage
there's nothing.
The only like type of coverage you ever get is like if they've actually reached out to like Jeff, or they are just readily available with demos like out for like Gamescom, for example. That's the only like way you know anything. And even then, like it can also be very tight-lipped about like release dates and everything like that. So that's why I guess like that's why they wanted to go forward with that one. They just wanted to have some like level of control like as an indie team. So fair enough. And ultimately, it doesn't really matter too much as far as the damage. People would eventually still like try to get their hands on it. But that's just one of the rare exceptions. I think another one would probably be like Toby Fox, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I guess
Toby's pretty quiet.
Yeah, like Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 were like kind of like hush hush, and then we would eventually get that release date, and that was like actually premiered exclusively like through the one of the Nintendo Directs, if I recall. And we just find out like, oh, it's good Shadow Drop, like on the release of the Switch too, or you know whenever. So yeah, it was crazy. So stuff like that. I definitely do want to pick up like Hollow Knight Silksong. I just don't know if I want to follow like the double dipping thing that like Anaya does, because he definitely will do that. Phil probably, yeah, maybe Phil. Yeah, no, I was just thinking like maybe I don't know. I mean, $20 is $20, but that's not like anything crazy. So I'm kind of leaning towards that too. So until then, I'm undecided. But I am super happy for everybody who's just like enjoying that game. I watched a little bit of what Anaya had streamed of it like the day of, and it's super polished. I mean, there was no getting around that. But there was also a couple other games that released this past week aside from that one. So even though they don't have like that gigantic presence as like Silksong did, they still have some influence and some oh god, I'm running out of words today. Some reputation behind them. We have Damon Cross Machina Titanic Scion that released this past week, as well as Chronos, the new Dawn. That's the one from Bloober Team. And Everybody's Golf Hot Shots that came out this past week, as well as NBA 2K26. I can tell you immediately that I'm not really big on that, but it's definitely like a huge thing for like promotional stuff. I saw that on Twitch and everything. So there's that. Uh, I probably shouldn't talk about the pickups over there, but what also got released, even though it came out like earlier, like I think last year, Star Wars Outlaws. It's the gold edition, and we're talking about this because it's releasing on Switch 2. And apparently that's actually a really good port. We'll go figure. And then that's all like the new games. Except for Star Wars. that came out. What I wanted to like highlight specifically was Daemon Cross Machina. That's another Switch 2 game all on the card, so I definitely want to support that. I just have to find like a decent month where I can like nab that. As in like it can fulfill like the one game per month type of rule with some exceptions here and there. I still got my game for like September. That's Trails in the Sky, so that's coming out sometime later. I forget exactly when, but yeah, that is coming out. But you know, I know that this game, Stores of Seasons, all like Marvelous. They're just releasing all their physical games just all in the cart. So I love to see that. So I will definitely support them whenever I can. Everything else though, the fact that yeah, Cronus is on Switch 2. I don't know much about like the reviews or like the performance on that one, Switch 2 wise, but otherwise, that's there. Everybody's golf is probably nothing crazy, so that's kind of just like if I understand, that's kind of like a remaster of what it was previously. And 2K26 is just kind of like the yearly thing, so that's for that audience. The last thing I want to bring up, game related wise, see we're going by this like really quickly, but the last thing I wanted to announce that I have game related is actually Forsaken 64 on NSO. So that got announced kind of like a shadow drop, really, if I recall. I only got like through like Phil's like tweets here and there about this one popping up. So it's got like some horror aspects to it. He could probably describe it better than I can, but it seems to be kind of like a horror-esque type of game on the N64. I don't know how that like really works out, but I am curious, and I do appreciate the fact that they keep adding to that library. So yeah, that's it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. No, okay, so I think now we can actually pivot off from that. Mark, I want to hear about this. I want to skip past the anime part. I want to hear this manga stuff. What are we talking about?
So it would appear that Mr. Gige Akutami has returned. If no one is familiar with who Gige Akutami is, he is the
Who's that?
mangaka behind Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, the Black Flash and Gojo.
Boogie.
Daddy's home? What?
Jennifer Aniston?
Oh, no. Well, I guess maybe, but Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. Oh, you're right. But yes, it would appear that it was announced that Gige was coming back to do a short series. That short series would be with the mangaka from Cypher Academy, another Jump manga that was, I believe, it was canceled. It was, or at least they concluded their story around like 70 chapters, I think. Now, whether they were canceled or not, I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, and it would appear that this series is going to be called, I think it's Maduro, something like that. Let me just get a quick thing on the name. Where did you go? 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 I saw you right here a second ago. Where did you go? But yes. But what we know about this so far? Yes, Modulo. With this, it appears that it'll be a series where we are going to be with the protagonists who are Yuta and Maki's grandchildren.
Okay.
And other details would be along the lines of, yes, it is canon that Yuta and Maki got married.
Okay.
And it would appear in the first chapter, it appears that Yuta is going to die of old age.
Damn. Well, I mean, something had to get him.
But we also know that, yes, apparently this is going to aliens are going to be involved in this, apparently.
Aliens.
Yes, and the one that we have seen, deadass has like a Tien Shinhan third eye. I was like, this is interesting.
Oh, so like curse energy Dandadan type of level.
Dun, 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 dun. But we have a statement from Gige, to where it
Okay.
says, "Hello, it's Akutami. It's been a while. While serializing Jujutsu Kaisen (parentheses Jujutsu from here parentheses), I received several offers for spin-offs written by others. However, because manga is a medium where things can easily get out of my control, I was afraid of the title spreading in ways I couldn't manage. So at the time, I couldn't accept those offers. But when this particular offer came, and I thought about how it might expand the main story, delve deeper into its setting, or even shift eras entirely, I
Hmm.
realized that if it were set in a parallel line, it could open the door to many different projects. This became the spark that gave rise to Majuro, which originally didn't even have a single concrete idea. And after numerous planning meetings, it finally came to life. This will be a short-term serialization, about half a year, parentheses, if it doesn't get axed, parentheses, collected in roughly 3 volumes. The artist is the incredibly talented Yuji Iwasaki sensei. He is
Hmm.
amazing. His drawings are superb, truly. I'd be very happy if you enjoy Majuro as a new entry point in the world of Jujutsu.
Interesting. So we're talking about parallel worlds too, or timelines.
Well, now you see that I don't know because you could just think because he said if he puts it in a parallel line,
A
and
parallel
a parallel
line.
line, while that could refer to a parallel timeline, yes, he could also just be saying putting the entire story in a parallel. If he just makes everything that's added in a parallel line, meaning like just straight.
So that's would that be like then like really like focusing on like the spin-off aspect of the series?
I think so, and like I think he says like it's diving deeper into the main story, like the setting of the main story, and even shifting the areas of the main story in general, which just opens up, I guess you could say, a bunch of world building aspects. 'Cause you could go to different eras of the story.
Interesting. Okay.
So that goes with like yes, like he could go way back to the original era where Sukuna's from, or he could go all the way to the future. Who knows where it could go?
The future where Mecha Sukuna's from.
Not Mecha Sukuna.
That's crazy. No, that's Mecha Gojo. Now, I think you're gonna hear a lot of like offhand jokes like that, but I'm kind of curious as to. I mean, obviously, I think the typical fan would may want to just cling on to the existing characters or find derivatives of them. But if I see this as
Right.
more of like an opportunity for him to just kind of like extend out to different ideas that he had in mind, while not outright abandoning like jujitsu as a whole, then I mean, have at it. To be honest.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And on top of that, there was the other detail of it appeared that Japanese people are being abducted in this series. Since cursed energy is unique to Japanese people, they're being used as an energy resource.
Oh,
Kinjaku's
that's
military
crazy.
invasion arc. I think this is from the person who
Oh,
leaked it. Kinjaku's military invasion arc did have some effects in the future, huh? Which it appears so, yes, because that did have more effects on civilization than we thought.
hmm.
And we also see that, yes, Jujutsu Kaisen will be getting more spin-off novels. They're on the way, and they're being written
Oh,
by a horror novelist.
oh, interesting. I mean, yeah, I could
I
see
believe
definitely see the horror aspect of it. I was surprised they decided to not really go further in that direction, but okay.
it appears that the writer's name will be if I pronounce it right, Yumiyaki Hirayama.
Okay. I think something like that,
And
the I don't know. When you pass down like that world and you allow other people to start like creating stuff there, I think the reception will be kind of mixed, but I think as a general whole it's like for the better.
right, and it appears the title is called Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo or Mojuro, however it will actually be pronounced. We just know it's one of the two.
Hmm. Oh, so it's like
And
it's tied down like that. Okay.
I mean, yeah, like, and so. with this, we now know that yes, Gige is coming back with Jujutsu Kaisen, and it appeared Jujutsu Kaisen is far from over, at least in terms
Oh,
of getting more, content. It's like what this is giving me is giving me Bleach vibes. Like Bleach continues even though the main manga is not continuing. It's still got plenty of spin-off novels, the anime projects.
okay.
On top of that, Kubo might make a whole new arc with what he did for the anniversary.
Mm.
But yes, it appears that that's a big thing because I mean, I don't want to be that guy to just say the elephant in the room, but people were not happy with the ending of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, I think from an outsider's perspective, I saw that as kind of like a really abrupt ending. It just kind of like it just hit
It
the
came
brakes.
across as it came across as you were getting tired of your own work.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
Like
that's
that's
fine.
what I got from it. It came across as okay, I'm kind of done now. I think I'm just gonna wrap this up.
You think that I mean, I think every different like every manga might be like different from the other as far as like the development. You think that they would have like a rough story like already drafted and they're not just trying to come up with things on the fly as often. Maybe some like very like specific things. But I don't know if it would be something where it's like I know where the end point is. It's just like how do they get there? And if I don't really want to close that gap like as fluently, it could just be kind of like the little roughest patch, like on this like paved out road that people just have to go through, and that'll be it. It's otherwise harmless, right?
Let's see. Oh wait, hold on. What is this right here? Oh, let's see right here. Oh, Mappa might be adding things to the manga that Gige wanted to, or they might be adding things to the anime that Gige wanted to add.
Oh,
Logical stuff I wanted to talk about
Mappa's going
will be shelved.
crazy.
Oh wait, here. Logistical stuff I wanted to talk about but was shelved because I had no time. I really wanted strong sorcerers to have the ability to move in midair like a double jump, other than Gojo, who can use his technique to do so, thus seizing the surface of space like Maki or Toji became a performable feat in the Sakurajima colony. Sukuna was able to use this method of midair travel long before Try and Spot It. Plus, whenever he does this, he releases a minuscule momentary burst of cursed energy, allowing him to travel throughout the air faster than Maki or Toji. That said, it's not like the surface of space is just anywhere. It's a fluid course, which means that there are restrictions. Let's see. Also, when Higuruma banged his gavel, he was using the technique of hitting the surface of a space with cursed energy. He had acquired the ability to double jump. It was around this time that my plans regarding just how much latent talent Higuruma should have as a sorcerer was established. Now, you see, I'm not surprised. This isn't that big of a detail. However, I'm not surprised there might have been things he wanted to add but just didn't have the time for.
Yeah. I mean, when you have like I mean, I've never like created like a world like that and ever like had to craft like power scaling, how to like apply things because there are a few like different like sorts of like manga works that really elaborate on like particular like skills sets here and there. I think the more recent one that comes to mind is like My Hero Academia. They really kind of like go through the weeds of how like Deku can like elaborate on like different quirk usage because of like how One for All is like all assembled. But and then you have Jujutsu Kaisen when like you read that to me and I kind of understood like how intricate it could really be, but how elaborate that explanation like ends up becoming like later on. So like when you have so much you need to work towards, you may not be able to like cover every single detail unless you want to really bore the readers to death about it. But
I like I mean, the big thing there for me is that what we just learned there is like, oh, like he wanted to make it so sorcerers were like doing double jump more often. So I guess he wanted the scenes to be more dynamic. Maybe I guess what you could guess by that,
yeah,
or at least he wanted to really hint more at their power with cursed energy.
yeah, application things that
Like
don't
he's
otherwise are said, but you're like, oh yeah, I guess I could do that.
and I just think I will always give Gige his flowers with this. He was very good at making very interesting sorcery.
Hmm.
Like he was very good at making like different systems and how they work all connected with cursed energy. It was very Hunter x Hunter the way he did it.
Hmm.
Which makes sense. I think he said I think one of Gige's favorite mangas is Hunter x Hunter.
That lines up.
And Hunter x Hunter has a very intricate and very like detailed power system.
Hmm.
But with that, I mean, they did just announce the season 3 of JJK, which was the Culling Games.
Oh, yeah, okay. Anime corner, here we go.
There was that, and I mean, I didn't look at the trailer just now, but I did just see that apparently the Phantom Parade game for JJK is having an original arc.
Oh, okay.
And of course, I mean, like, there's all kinds of different things that are happening right now, like in different part. Like,
Okay, never mind.
I mean, if you look at like currently in the magazine right now, I know that Nice Prison just ended. I had a feeling it wasn't gonna last. I like when I looked at Nice Prison, I was like, this isn't gonna last.
I was gonna say, what is Nice Prison?
Story about a really, really nice prison.
I guess so. Yeah, I'm looking it up. Yeah, this I mean, to be fair, I don't really like
The art
peruse
style.
Shonen Jump or Viz, so I just saw the cover of it. Yeah, I didn't recognize it at all.
Ah!
Damn, 18
Like,
chapters.
I mean, yeah, it didn't make it past 20, but it's not a huge loss in my opinion. I checked out the first chapter. It was, eh. I didn't see it lasting very long. I know Kill Blue just ended. It had a good run. It was 115 chapters. It's a pretty good run.
Now I do recognize, or at least that sounds familiar. Yeah.
And of course, I'm hoping O Tier of the Flame keeps going because it's the Red Hood mangaka. I really want him to just let him cook.
Here's the open on that one.
And of course, I mean, I read I read manga almost every day, and I also read the Jump chapters every Sunday. And like I read Kagurabachi, Ichi the Witch, Elusive Samurai. I also read O Tier the Flame, Ping Pong Peril, Shinobi Undercover. I was reading Kill Blue, but I fell off it a little bit.
Hmm. Okay. There's so
I
many like
read some of
works out there. Yeah.
the. Oh
I'm.
yeah, I also I read some of the monthly works too.
Hmm. I should probably read more into it. I was shocked that like, well, there's a boatload of anime that or mangas that will get like anime releases. I was both shocked that Akane Banashi has lasted as long as it has.
Oh yeah, like oh yeah, Akana Banashi. That is a very popular series.
Okay, okay.
It has it's definitely got a fan. It's got like a fan base for sure. Like I don't know how popular necessarily it is, but it's definitely popular enough to where it's got a following.
Fair enough.
It's kind of the same way as how like I mean it's kind of the same way about like how some other series are. It's like they've got their niche audience and they keep going.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like how I mean, I understood that completely because it's like Yozakura Family and Undead Unluck. They weren't as popular as other series, but they were still
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, that too.
Like I really like honestly, and I will stand by this. I really think with the Undead Unluck, I think Fuko was probably like one of the best female protagonists I've ever seen.
Hmm. Okay.
Like I think, of course, they started the series out a little bit like you know the old like groping and everything, but as time went on, then the author changed direction. Like he really did make Fuko into a great protagonist. Like honestly, like I think that yeah, she was a really good protagonist, especially a very well done female protagonist in a shonen magazine.
I'm trying to look at some other works here too, as far as like other works I've seen. Unfortunately, I don't really visit the site as often anymore, so I think honestly, I've seen Witch Watch a lot, just popping up as
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
as I used
Which
to like scroll through.
its anime came out too.
Right. what I wanted to pivot off of that was like whenever we would do our like manga reads for My Hero, Witch Watch was like literally there like always, like week by week. Still doing that, but like I didn't know what it was all about just based on the cover of it. But having watched like hell, even episode 1 to episode 2, I got it. I got it immediately. I understood why why people would
I
stick
get
to
it
it.
now.
So I mean, yeah, like definitely if I had to say anything about like all this is just give some of these a try. See what like really sticks with you and yeah.
If there was one that I thought like, if there's one of these series that I think is gonna last a long time because it has such a strong fan base, it is Redragon.
That sounds familiar.
Redragon
Rude Dragon?
Redragon
Oh,
has
okay.
probably
Yeah.
has like one of the most loyal fan bases I've ever seen.
Crazy.
The guy was able to take a hiatus for his health for quite a bit and come back and he was fine and like he was new. It's not like he was the Hunter x Hunter mangaka. No, he's new.
Yeah, they only got like a couple like chapters out here.
Right, but people just really, I think like I think people just really like the vibe. I think they like the vibe of a Redragon. I think that's what
Okay.
it is.
Okay.
I
That's
know I know
what I
Anaya
thought.
reads Ultimate. I didn't know Anaya reads Kiyoshi. I know he reads that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, and there's always gonna be exceptions too. Like it doesn't have to be like successful, like have a long running to be like an anime. I mean, I see Takapi's Original Sin like right here, and it's like it was just a show that had like what 6 episodes, and they were done. That was it. That's all it needed to do
It's all it needed to just make you absolutely
to
depressed.
be you'll be absolutely emotionally wrecked.
Looking at the art style, I wonder if it's the same guy who made that manga. I read all of the manga. I read it till it finished. What was it
Mhm.
called again? I think it was what was it? Oh yeah, the Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins. The art style reminds me of it.
Hmm.
Wonder if it's the same person.
You know, when we were talking about Gege's new work, and we were seeing the art style for it, and it featuring aliens, I immediately thought about what was it, Astro Royale? How that
Oh,
has
Astro Royale, yeah.
yeah, has nothing to do with the original like the previous work. But like the art style is there, so I can't help but like
Oh,
feel
oh yeah.
associate it.
You can absolutely look at it and think Tokyo Revengers. I wanted Astro Royale to do good because I did think Tokyo Revengers, like, even though the ending was divisive, I thought
Mhm.
overall it was overall an interesting ride.
Yeah. That's definitely something that needs to be studied. How do you like perform like a decent to good ending to a series?
It is a difficult art.
Would you say that
Starting a series is
yeah.
the biggest thing for a series, I think, is you have to start strong and then just do enough to maintain interest, build hype, build curiosity, build like interest, and then you need to stick the landing with a satisfying conclusion.
Like would you say that like My Hero had like a satisfactory ending?
To me, it was. I felt like it was satisfactory.
Yeah, me too. But I also can understand why people would be kind of like, "What? Well, what actually really happened?" Because it's a shonen, so therefore you're going to see a lot of other characters that you just highlighted. What happens to them? You know?
Right? It's like you try to wrap up all the things you can. I feel like Horikoshi did wrap up majority of the things he had set up.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he got like 90 something percent probably of all the stuff he had brought up wrapped up. I feel like he did a pretty good job. I feel like he got most of it covered.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there's only one thing that I will say that I agree. He didn't ever address it.
Hmm.
Where's Dad?
Where is Dad?
You
Oh my
said we'd
god.
see him before the end. Where'd he go?
That's the funny thing. He just doesn't have a dad. That's why. That's my head headcanon.
All Might is his dad.
It's a. It's about the fathers we picked up along the way.
You can be a father.
You can't be a father.
And
Oh
of
boy,
course, like
goodness.
and of course, like here's the thing, like there are some people like, not everyone can make 2 series in Jump and be a success. That's a very rare thing to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And some examples would be, the Hunter x Hunter mangaka, he also made Yu Yu Hakusho.
Hmm.
There's Akira Toriyama with Dragon Ball, and then its sequel, Dragon Ball Z, and then Dragon Ball Super.
Mm-hmm.
And, I would like to say, because there's another that I feel should be mentioned,
Okay.
the mangaka behind Assassination Classroom.
Oh, yeah, that's which one was that?
He 'cause now he does Elusive Samurai.
Yes, that's what it was. Not bad, not
And I
bad.
don't, because after the anime came out, I decided to go and read, and I'm fully caught up with Elusive Samurai, and I very much enjoyed it. Like, it's an interesting story. It's like it takes it was good. It went historical for a while, and then of course, if you want to end the story, you don't want to go exact, because of course then the story ends, because at a certain point, like, it's like, oh well, if you were to be historically accurate, the story would only last until that point.
Okay.
But they take some historical liberties, and I'm okay with that, because that's just like, yeah, like, it's historical inspired. It's not supposed to be historically accurate.
Sure.
But yeah, I didn't think about it. Like, let me see how many chapters Assassination Classroom got to. Especially because I think another big mark of success is how many chapters your series necessarily got. Because that doesn't always count. There are sometimes where a series can be short and still be really good.
Hmm.
But Assassination Classroom got to a total of, let's see. Also, I will say Black Torch getting an anime was not in my bingo card at all.
What's that one?
Black Torch is a series that lasted about 18, 19 chapters.
Oh shoot, it might be one of those.
And the fact that it's getting an anime is interesting.
Might be like, I mean,
Ninja and
I
animal
don't.
lover Jiro Azuma finds himself in the middle of a war with ninjas versus demons.
Okay. I mean, like, I'm looking at like just the covers, and it's looking pretty nice on that front, but I don't know anything else beyond that.
Right?
So I guess they cooked. That's essentially what it was.
They cooked. And I mean, hey, you never know. If the anime goes well, they might give the author another shot. Who knows?
Yeah. It's a tough time out there for mangakas. They have to constantly like battle it out just to have like a placement or relevancy.
Right? Oh yeah, Assassination Classroom got to 185 chapters, and Elusive Samurai is at 216 right now.
That's not bad, not bad.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, hey man, I will give credit where credit is due. It is not. It's hard to get one success, but to get two, I was like, you deserve credit for that.
Doing something right, and especially if it's not like within the norm of things, you know?
Absolutely, because like usually only the greats get like two successes.
Right. Or you follow like certain like dynamics here and there. I mean, granted, like
Like even
when you,
Like
yeah,
because Kishimoto tried it, he unfortunately failed.
yeah, it didn't work out.
Yeah, he tried Samurai 8 and unfortunately just couldn't capture that same audience that Naruto did.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of the the big icons are like kind of like more battle focused, like shonen. But you're starting to see a little bit more of a diversity within that, even like outside of it too.
Yeah, I would say it's like some of the biggest ones where we saw like a divergence from the usual path was like Food Wars or like Doctor Stone.
Yeah.
Like I feel like those especially just took probably the biggest divergence from what we usually were used to seeing,
Mm-hmm.
because it was like completely different. Well, not complete. There were still battles, but they were different styles. Like say
Different
one is with
styles.
food,
Yeah.
and then we're getting stuff that's just absolutely wild, like Don Da Don.
Yeah. But like I kind of get it. Like I get it.
Oh, absolutely. Like Don Da Don is wild in the best way.
I think so. It's hard to really describe to people who like might look at this and be like, "What is Dandadan?" It's like it's a trip, bro. like
Oh, dude,
like
even my brother who has not watched a ton of anime, he's watched a bit. He hasn't watched a ton. Like he loves Gurren Lagann,
oh
but
hell
like
yeah, but yeah.
he messaged me saying like, "Have you watched Don to Don?" I was like,
Oh,
"Oh, he
don't even
liked
get me
it."
started.
He said he had the theme stuck in his head too. Dun, 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 dun. I was like, "Oh, he likes Don to Don."
Oh, creepy nuts. Gotcha.
Creepy nuts.
I think they that was like their second like big work that like hit it off, but
Yeah,
they also
like,
have something
oh,
else too,
absolutely.
right? They're
Yeah,
working
they had the
towards some...
mashup. Bring bong bong, bring bong bong, bring bong bong bong,
No,
bring bong bong,
no,
bring
I might be
bong.
thinking about a different like group that's making a new like opening for
I
something
mean, it could
else. I
be, but I know
forget. Yeah,
that that was their second hit. Was the that was their second hit. Their first hit was definitely the Mashal opening.
yeah, yeah. They cooked. Well, what can I say? It's crazy
And oh yeah,
to get one hit, but it's also impressive to make two hits.
oh yeah, absolutely. I think for a musician, like I feel like that might be a little easier in some ways, but I feel like when it comes to manga, when it comes to being a mangaka, I feel like it might be a little harder because it's especially hard. I think when you're trying to convey things through imagery and through the story to really just
Yeah,
tap that niche that people are looking for.
yeah, an elaborate thing versus something that's kind of like a touch and go type of feel with anime
Right.
songs,
Music,
really.
like, yep. I mean, like, music can be elaborate, but it just depends. And I just remembered, yeah, there was like the duo who did Food Wars. They came back and they tried Tenmaku Cinema. It failed.
That's rough. That was rough.
Only got 21 chapters.
Yeah, I'm pulling up Spotify right now as far as like, like what's like really worked out on that end for people. Like Lisa is like obviously a big name, and there's some fun ones where like it feels like they just kind of follow the work of like the series instead of like doing their own thing.
FCMs, FCMZ with their Shangri-La bangers.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's unfortunate though because eventually you don't hear much from them. So I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. I haven't followed up
I
on
want them to
like
come back and do more because those two openings were
yeah, they
fire.
cooked.
That was my most played song on Spotify.
Hell yeah. I get it. But then you see like Sawano and you're like, oh, okay, okay.
You're like,
um,
oh, oh.
and then you see
I mean,
some like,
Lisa,
yeah,
I don't think Lisa did a bad job at all. Like, I think
yeah,
her
no,
Shangri-La opening was still good.
I think it's really good too. Like Lisa just has like that track record for her personally. Um, I think Croy is kind of like a new one. I only knew about, I think I'm pronouncing them right. Croy, like, I only started hearing their works from what is the show? The other Akira Toriyama work. With the
Sandland?
yeah, Sandland, yeah. So that opening was like that was fire, but they also now made a an opening for Sakamoto Days second season. And it's like, oh, okay, okay, I see what you can do.
Sakamoto Days is so funny.
Then
It's it's also got a lot of good action.
mhm. And there was another one that like as far as like their star power, One Republic. No, not quite that one. But it's funny that they do get anime openings now. Oh yeah. So like some music groups just kind of stick with the series, like Mad Kid with the Shield Hero series. They just come back every single time for an opening there. Let's see. Vadi's also one that I've like been hearing more recently.
Which one?
Vadi. They've done Spy Family opening. They've done the first
Why when you
season
said that?
for Sakamoto Days opening.
Why when you said that I was here? Body, 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 body.
Yada yada yada
Yada yada yada yada yada. I was like, why did that pop in my head?
yada. That's funny. Oh yeah, and also Myth and Roy just following along like ReZero stuff for a little bit, just a little bit.
You enjoy that new season of ReZero?
Um, I think yeah. I don't know
Oh,
why I don't
did
know
it
why.
fall off?
I don't know if I no. I don't know why I hesitated. No, that was actually pretty good. That was actually pretty good. I think I was a little.
He was like, oh,
I was a little taken aback because you know, the main like pull is the fact that like you're stuck in a loop and you have to figure out like what that is, and that there's a mystery aspect of it. Here it was far less of that, and it was more like cooperation is key. It was like crazy key, but like as a trade-offs, Subaru didn't have to go over many loops. It was like I think maybe just 2 or 3 loops, and then otherwise like he had just a good long run, just winging it, and that's good for him. But it's definitely a different tone for sure. We're also getting to a point where like ReZero just has like a lot more character. It's kind of almost suffering a shonen effect, where it's dealing with a lot of characters on screen. Which it depends on like how you feel about that. Like I think for me, like some issues with like shows like that are long running is that like you end up running into politics within the world, which restricts your characters from doing whatever they want. Um and just adds like another layer of complexity. You might like that, but some people don't. I'm kind of like hit or miss on that one depending on what the context is, but
One Piece would like to talk.
One Piece would like to talk to me about that. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I'd have to actually like sit down and read through the works, and you and I both know that's not going to happen.
I mean, I did look at the leaks for the recent chapter, and I will say they finally did reveal a very, very like thing people have been wondering for a long time,
hmm
which would be I'm not going to say I'm not going to say what it means, but I'm going to say just to know it involves what the D stands for.
Pay Gorn?
Brett. Like we finally understand what the actual full thing of the D clan is. What the like Monkey D, Luffy, Ace D,
Oh.
Portuguese
Yeah,
D,
that's actually
Ace, and all that.
that is pretty important. I do like when a show will kind of sprinkle like some stuff here and there, even if it isn't like if it's gonna be like rewritten into it, like the whole thing with Shanks and like the missing arm, or no, is the Conqueror's Hockey type of like lore about that. But
Oh yeah.
no, I like when they just kind of sprinkle stuff in and they'll reference it later on. Like, do you see why this matters back then? How it applies now? And you're like, oh, I get that. I
But
also
One Piece definitely has like really good world building.
I do appreciate like show and don't tell. Maybe explain later on, but like, yeah, I do like when they do that for works.
I'm sure like Anaya probably already knows everything because like I looked the leaks, but I'm sure Anaya already knows just. I don't think Anaya looks at leaks though. I think he waits for the official release.
He might, otherwise he'd probably just like avoid that. Yeah, I've been on this manga page for a while, just trying to see what like I recognize. IQ's crazy. The sports anime genre still has like a place to stay. It's just a shame that Keiju's like gone. Keiju's got places to be, but they were like, "No, we're good. Now we're good."
Yo, to be fair, Keijo is way better than you. Keijo is actually like a friend of mine admitted this. He said like it's way better than it has any reason to be with its story.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like, what even is this? Obviously, it's just fan service with a plot to revolve around it.
But it's not a bad plot.
It ain't the worst thing. I mean, like when it comes to like shonen
It's actually
sports anime, like
for
it
for
works.
sports anime. That's the thing. It's like, I mean, hey, it's something for the ass guys out there. And let's face it, hey, it was one of the things we could have for once.
Man, dude. It's such a wild ride.
But the thing, it's like it honestly has a decent plot.
And honestly, it was just fun.
It was.
What do you mean? I got hit with the sleeper head cheek.
You got hit with the vacuum butt cannon, bro.
What do you
It's
mean?
also that this is
you...
plausible to be a real sport.
Where's
like,
the hook in the hook blade?
This could actually be a real sport. It's because it's very similar to sumo.
Oh, dude, that actually low-key reminded me of like there was a sport that was just kind of like a fun little competitive thing. It dealt with like trampolines and basketball, I think. I forget what it was called.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool as a
That's
conceptual
because
thing.
you can dunk so much easier.
Yeah,
It'll make for so many hype like
I have
playbacks.
moments. Yeah, I
Like
don't
there's
know.
I mean there are also some wild sports out there, especially if you look at like there's that one sport that's only in it that's like in Italy. It's like a mix between
Hmm.
rugby and bare knuckle boxing.
Oh, that's crazy.
I know. I was like, Jesus Christ!
Now that sounds like a manga.
It's like, yeah, bro, they're allowed to hit each. They're allowed to throw a full on punch.
I think I'd like to read that.
I said, would you want to go to the audience, go to the concessions, get yourself a nice drink, something to eat, sit there and watch the game?
Watch the game, like take some minor notes, and then just like make that into like an inspiration for like a mangaka.
Just sit there and be like, hey yo, you all right? He's
You ever,
not moving.
you ever play with your life on the line?
There's a great meme for it too. Do I still have it? I might. Italian rugby boxing sport.
Sport. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to see if there's any
It
last minute
combines
things popping up here.
it combines rugby, boxing, and MMA. That is nuts.
That's funny.
And it's unpadded, by the way.
Unpadded? Yo, they're built different.
Full and
Expect it.
shirtless.
Expect the mangaka.
The shirtless, no guards. Dude, they can make a dope manga from that actually.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I okay, no. Okay. I was gonna say someone posted like a baited tweet, and I was like, no way that happened in the manga, and they're like, no, it's not real. Sorry. I was like, God. Oh, you can't do that. You can't be doing that.
Calico Storico, that's what it's called.
Calico Storico.
It's a tradition in Florence.
Hmm.
I was like, bro, they gonna die. If
I mean,
either that or they're gonna have a concussion.
like a majority of football players have a shorter lifespan than others, even when they retire.
True. It's because of the constant tackles, all the constant head injuries.
Constant injuries. So I mean,
It's like the concussion syndrome, I believe is what it's called.
you do it for the love of the game, or for money, or for both. I respect it, regardless.
I respect it regardless.
Oh man, I
So,
think that's everything. Yeah, no, I think unless there's anything else you want to bring up, Mark, I got one last thing. It's kind of like a more personal thing. That just kind of falls back into video games. It's just a small
okie
thing.
dokie. Yeah, you can just cover that. I'm pretty much good. So we pretty much said what we need to say for right now.
Okay, because I want to bring this up. Apparently, there's apparently there was like a interview about like one of the Hoyo games, right? It's called Honkai Nexus
Oh, no.
Anima, right? You can sign up for pre-registration and stuff like that.
I'd say that's a new one. It has to. I've never heard of that one. It's got.
Yeah, that's a new one. And apparently there was like an interview talking about like we want to like hit a demographic of folks like across all the ages and all the different games. Like one would say that like Genshin is like a little bit more like towards children, maybe like older, and then maybe like Honkai Star Rail is like a little bit for an older audience, and then Zenless Zone Zero is for the morally questionable audience. And I was like, what the hell do you mean by this?
Sorry.
I was like, what do you mean by this? But then,
Is
like,
that the exact words that they use?
apparently, that could have been a mistranslation. I don't know. Whoever said it, and I was like, "What do you mean by that?" And then I checked out the new character seed, and I was like, "Okay, I understand why you say morally questionable."
Hold on. Let me. I need to do research. Seed. ZZZ.
I see seed, and I was like,
What was it
okay,
all?
I understand what you mean by morally questionable.
I see.
I was like, that's crazy. It sucks because
It's like now
she's the
I get
mech
it.
character. She's actually the mech character, so I want to actually have that character on the team.
So I mean, so she's probably just in a robot suit then.
Kind of. It's kind of like half and half. But otherwise, she operates like on a scooter. She's got like invisible like well, yeah, just like camo blasters that are just like self-sustaining that she'll like bring to the fight. It's kind of interesting, but then she'll have like the mech that she can bring in, like depending on what action you want to do. I was like, that's actually pretty sick.
Are they
And
saying morally questionable because she looks young?
I think it's because of like how their track record of like what they do with these characters. Oh, but it's the fact that she doesn't wear any shoes. It's like, oh, okay.
What? Not the gripper.
Not the grippers, bro. Like, there's a
Then
lot
again,
of.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, going to the beach must be a foot fetish, just like special holiday.
I mean, like, I get the context of it because like she otherwise operates in the mech. So if you want to just like be as comfortable as possible, I understand that.
But what if someone's into those iron grippers?
It's not like if. It's unfortunately there.
Not the steel-toed grippers.
I don't know. They got interesting like designs and like philosophies behind it. But is the game fun? Yeah, it is kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah, the game is fun, but it's it's I love how they specifically said morally questionable.
Morally questionable.
It's like, I'm sorry.
What do you mean by this? It's a game about like post-apocalyptic, but people still have chill vibes about it. But like,
Right.
I don't know. Some of the way they design some of these characters is kind of wild.
The fact that morally that's wild in an interview.
That's hilarious though.
Was that from the devs?
I don't know. I'm gonna actually I'll have to like.
If that was from the devs, that's wild as shit.
Let me see. Where was it actually from?
To hear the devs just call the game's audience morally questionable
This is Gotcha Central over on Twitter/X. Dawei reveals his ambitions approach for Honkai Nexus Anima and the target demographics for each of the Hoyoverse titles. Our goal is to create games for everyone, not just globally, but also for every age group. This is evident in our previous games. Genshin Impact was designed for children ages 8 to 12. Honkai Star Rail captivates our more mature fans. Meanwhile, ZZZ targets our older, morally questionable audience.
Jesus Christ!
You know why I need to have people. That's saying like, you know why I have people on the podcast, Marcus, to keep me on the straight and narrow at all times in my continuing age.
Why did they say morally questionable?
Also, for Honkai Nexus Anima, our goal is to attract toddlers and babies.
Honestly, I that's not what I was expecting.
I don't know how babies would like really engage with Nexus Anima. It seems a little. I mean,
you wanna know what I was thinking?
Because
when I was thinking they're getting older and older, and I was like, so what's next? Is this gonna be like rated 18 plus or something? I don't know. Because like that would seem like the next step.
Right. Or at least I feel like most mature fans seems to fall within like the age group of like the teens to like early adulthood.
That's like where I think like, okay, so now you could probably get away. You could probably get away now with like, you risque in a game that's like 18 and up.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, I think it's a case by case when it comes to like ZZZ. But I think that is starting to get like much more mature. Especially if you like see like one of the more recent like cutscene clips. It's like, oh, this is actually getting darker.
I'm just saying, I've seen these jiggle physics. My God.
Yeah, the physics are the they're the culprit here.
Honestly, it's impressive physics. Cause I was like, God damn.
Rachel, get over here. God, Rachel, get over here.
Yeah.
Look at this character, Nicole. Look at her.
Oh fuck! You're talking about my brother. He said, Danielle, come look at this. He said, oh my God.
Rachel, get over here. Nicole had me pick me. I can't remember the rest.
Jesus Christ. Because my brother brought up this one girl. Boing. He said, whoa.
Whoa. Hey, get over here.
He said, holy.
Oh, man. Oh, by the way, Ryan, how's it going?
I was like, this really just shows I'm just used to this.
You know, it's so bad. I feel the exact same way where it's like, it's whatever, but you realize like, oh yeah, that's right.
We have grown used to what this is.
We're used to it. And we
I still of course I still have the guy reaction of pet. Nice.
They're so right.
Like, nice.
We see that so much. I mean, well, actually, no. There's this crazy anime. Actually, it's very overt in like the sexual like stuff. That it's kind of like the main thing that revolves around it. I forget what it's called, but it's actually currently running right now.
I think it was Aiken, because Aiken was like Aiken is probably the best example of an over-the-top ecchi you will ever see in your life.
How do you spell it? Aiken?
E-I-K-E-N. You might recognize it.
Yeah, because like I've been seeing clips of like I'm not sure if it's that one.
Oh, trust me. Just look at the character proportions. You're gonna see what I mean.
I'm not. I get what you mean. But as far as like what's running like right now, I don't recognize that. I don't even know if that's even something that they put on Crunchyroll at this point.
That pink-haired girl's spine will snap in half.
Oh no. The physics aren't just. They're not. Mathing's not mathing right now. I think I might have some luck trying to find it over here. Maybe or maybe not.
Is it one of those? Is it one of the series where like the ecchi kind of plays into the plot?
Yes, very much so. It's like
I can at least I can respect that, where it's like it serves a purpose.
Yeah. It's I mean, not to really mince words with it. It's pretty much like where sex is kind of like the main goal. It's like the revolving thing like in that society. And you have this one guy who is like abstinent like about all of it. And now like because he's like acting outside the normal things, they are now like opposing him and trying to get him to commit to sexual intercourse, or at least just like go towards that, you know? A little bit more. And it's the explanation about like his traumatic backstory is just crazy.
They're trying to awaken a monster.
Apparently, he got that dog on him.
Jesus Christ!
But he's still abstinent about it.
So what I'm hearing is bro is throwing it over his shoulder right now.
But the craziest part is that it's so over the top with it because apparently there's like this bit where like, you know, he can essentially like use harden at any given point, right?
Wait! I might know this. Wait!
And so he just finds himself in a circumstance where like it's a standoff against one guy and another, and they both have guns, and he has to deflect. So he deflects it like in a flash of a second, so you don't even get to see it. But then there's like something that happens later on where like someone just like a girl just touches his hand and they just don't play around with it. You just see it. you just see that thing, you're like, oh my god, dude.
There's only one series I know that's even remotely similar to this, and it's this one about this guy who works at like a Gyaru school.
Oh really? Oh no.
Like quite literally, this guy he falls down, but he had seen something. It just knocks him back up.
Oh, that's crazy. That is wild. No, that's kind of that's a pretty decent example of like the level of exposure that we're used to of like certain like things, especially like people body parts and everything like that. Because
But that's funny though.
that is funny, but it's also like, oh my god, I can't believe y'all did that. Because I had another instance where like they did that for another anime. I'll tell you guys in a little bit about that. And I was like, I can't believe they did that, because I'm so used to them like just over sexualizing like female characters. So like when they do that, I'm like already just like it doesn't like affect me whatsoever. But then we see it on the opposite
Not
end where they
phased.
don't unfazed essentially, and we have the gay. Oh, sorry, not the gays. Sorry, the guy character. The guy
Not the
characters.
yaoi.
No,
Not
we
the
have
yaoi hands.
we have the guy characters who just have that just get a bulge and that's it. And there's nothing crazy about that. We all have gone through that. But then we see an anime
True.
form and we're like, "Oh my god. They actually did
You
that."
just like me for real, for real.
Nah, I'm talking about My Dress Up Darling as the first like time I've actually really seen someone actually like go through that. And I'm like, "Oh,
Did
they
it
actually
actually happen in My Dress Up Darling?
they did." It was like it was a one-time type of thing under the right
Gojo?
circle. Yeah, with Gojo. And I was like,
Oh my god! I haven't seen it, so I didn't know that. I was like, oh my god!
but it literally never happens. It's not really supposed to be something that's focused in on, but it was just one of those like shocking moments where I was like, oh, we crossed the line
Like,
almost. We almost crossed the
it's like,
line.
oh, I see that.
Yeah, but in opposition to the one I otherwise had talked about, that one's crazy. That one's just crazy.
Or the infamous panel from Rent a Girlfriend.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Of him sinking in the pool.
In the pool.
I was like, this is such a foul panel, dude.
Why would they do that to him? Gome, Amenai. I just feel so...
He's sinking, crying, and he's, oh my god! This is so fucked up!
Alright. Sorry about that, everybody. We just had like a bit of just having to talk about like some of the most outrageous things on the guy's side. And you know what? There's probably more to come.
I hope you know when they animate that scene, it's gonna be everywhere.
People will call it the Second Awakening. Okay. I had my laughs for today. Alright, guys. We'll go ahead and call it here. I don't know what's gonna happen next week, but next week wouldn't happen next week. But you guys have been tuning in to episode 557 of DangIT Prodcast. My name is Justin.
Mark.
And thanks for watching, everybody. #bye, everybody.